Never been much of a morning person. Um, I just, crusty eyes and um, rough voice and just feeling like you probably need another 2 hours sleep. And I've just never been that guy unless I was camping. And camping was different. And I used to think that that was because of first light, the dawn and everything. And some of it is because you're sleeping on the ground and it's just not as comfortable as it usually is. Uh, but I realized that a lot of it is the sounds, the birds calling and stuff rustling in the woods, and that sense of first light, that sense of everything just coming to life for the very first time. And when you look in the book of John, it starts out, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning, and it talks about Him being in creation. He creation was done through Him, but creation did not know Him, and creation came about with sound, first sound. The earth was formless and void, and God spoke over it, "Let there be light," and there was light, and life was coming. And I imagine the delight that God must have felt that He was creating something, and that it was for His children, and that He would have something to give them from the very beginning, a birthday gift, if you will, and then bringing man along, and for Christ to be there in the middle of that, and helping with that, and knowing that He's going to get to die for us. He's going to get to save us. Too often when we think of God, we think of Him as this judgmental God who is waiting to condemn us. But from the very beginning, Christ was with us, and His whole desire, what He couldn't wait to do, was die for us and rise again. First sounds of crucifixion were horrible. But I wonder what it was like inside the tomb. The first sounds of resurrection, first sounds of salvation, sounds of that rock rolling away, sounds of His disciple Mary when she saw who He was for the first time. Her tears turned to joy. The sound of Peter and John running to the tomb. The sound of the gasp when the napkin is folded neatly and there is no one there. The sound, the huge gasp that happened in the room whenever Jesus appears in the midst of them as the resurrected Christ. The sound of Thomas putting his fingers in his hands and in his side. Jesus got to do that because He loves us so much. Don't forget how much He loves you. And if you happen to wake up in the morning and you hear the sounds of morning, think of creation. Think of crucifixion. And think of resurrection.